You know what I mean?
Okay. Yo, Missy, yo, yo,
Yo,
Missy, yo, yo, Missy, yo.
what's good with you? What's good with you,
I
bro? We
can't
back
call it, man.
again.
What's good with you, bro?
Back again. Woo! Got a lot of hot action today, man. Like a Saturday night on
I,
the Vegas Strip, man. A lot of hot action tonight.
yes, it was a lot of hot action, man. Yes, it was a lot of hot action, bro. Yes, it was a lot of hot action.
We got we got one of the hotter games coming down to the wire, man. Fourth quarter, 142 left in the game. 1 point game between the Cowboys and the Dolphins. This is the game we expected it to be, man, or hoped that it would be. The Dolphins are pounding the ball right now. They're driving late with a chance to put points. Oh, look at the enthusiasm. Look at the enthusiasm. Oh, it's getting crazy. Keep an eye on this one here, man. This is gonna be a wild finish. Hey, but listen, as we rock out and we wait for that game to come to a conclusion, we'll go through some of the previous scores. Right now, we got the Bears dogging the Cardinals. I picked that when I said that was gonna come out. Shake out how it shaked out, 27-16. Just didn't think the Cardinals had anything in the tank. I think the Bears are playing fairly decent football right about now. And this was a home game between two bottom tier teams, so I figured that they would pull that one out. Shake out 27-16. Just didn't think the Cardinals had anything in the tank. I think the Bears are playing fairly decent football right about now. And this was a home game between two. Where you at? Where you at, bro?
I'm right here. Can you hear me? You hear
I
me?
can hear you fine.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah,
Yes.
I'm right here, bro. I'm right here. These two teams, they rocking out. Shit, my motherfucking, can you hear me? Okay, got you.
Yes.
Hold on, man. I'm echoing.
Copy.
Uh,
I don't know why, man. I don't know why you echoing, bro. I'm not sure what's going on.
hold tight.
It's
Hold on,
always
hold on,
something,
hold
man. I
on, hold on.
swear, it's always something, bro. It's always something.
Got you. Hold on, hold on, hold on.
You sound fine, man.
Yizzo, Yizzo. Now, no echo, no echo, no echo, no echo. All right, cool. No echo, no echo, no echo. Nah, man. Shit. That's what I'm saying. I had the join up in my other tab and watching the game and shit. That's why I thought it was echoing and shit. I was like, oh shit. Yeah, that's why I thought I was like, could you hear the
Got
game
the
in the
field goal
background?
try. We got the field goal try. Hold on. We got the field goal try. Boom. All right. The Dolphins are up. Game. Game time. 22-20. Shout out to the Miami Dolphins, man. My second favorite coach, Mike McDaniels. Cowboys was another tough one on the road.
Oh no, it's over.
Excellent game, my man. Excellent game. Yeah, not the super high scoring affair that we all thought, but still an extremely competitive, tough game between two top tier teams in the league. Shout out to the Cowboys. Well, I hate to say shout out to the Cowboys because I hate them, but shout out to the Cowboys and the Dolphins for putting on great theater today, man. I love it. Back to the score of the game. Absolutely. We got the Cardinals and the Cowboys. Cardinals and the Bears. Bears prevail over the Cardinals 27-16. You thought your favorite player in the world was, you thought your favorite guy was going to go into Chicago and pull that one out. Didn't happen.
Nah, it sure didn't. I thought my guy. I don't know what was going on, man, but I looked up and I was like, who the fuck are these guys he's throwing the ball to, man? I don't know any of these guys. They got to be all right. You know, they got to be a lot better than that, man. You know, you don't know who these people are, what these guys are doing. You know, he needs some people on the outside that he can throw the ball to. There's no Zach Ertz. He's throwing the ball to the tight end every play. I'm like, nah, man, you can't do this. You can't win in the NFL like this, man. With you throwing the ball to the tight end, and you need some wide receivers. I don't know how many you need, but you need some more wide receivers out there. Arizona, get Kyler Murray, my favorite football player, some help out there.
I can dig it. I can dig it. And another action we just discussed: Cowboys, Dolphins. Cowboys lose a tough one on the road. Another action. We got the Colts and the Falcons. Falcons pull out 29-10, defeating the Colts. Big win for the Falcons. I picked that one. That would look good for me. Taylor Heinicke leads the team to a victory. How you feel about that game?
Man, I kind of knew. I had a feeling in my gut, man, that things wasn't going to go my way today. And I've been eating my shoes all goddamn day long, man.
Well, I ate my shoe last week, man. I was terrible last week. We just didn't talk about it. I was terrible last week.
Yeah, that's what Taylor Heinicke, man. You know, that's one of my guys. You know, so I ain't surprised that they can pull it out. I'm not surprised that they can pull it out at all. Man,
you bet against them. You bet against them, man. You bet against them, and you chose a very, very suspect team to go against them with. Well, not really, because the Colts were doing pretty well, so it's not a bad team to pick against. You know what I mean? But hey,
and you know I'm with Gardner Minshew. You know what I'm saying? I'm with him. You know I'm with him. So I'm with him. I'm like, yo, I thought there was gonna be a whole lot better showing than what they had today. Man, I'm just looking around. I ripped them up today, man. I put my tickets in early, man. All I did was just kept looking and just ripping shit up today, man. Shit. One of them days, bro. Man, one of them motherfucking days.
So you ripped the ticket up?
Rip it up. Ticket up, bro. One of them motherfucking days, man. One of them days.
I can dig it, man. Nothing wrong with that.
That was another one.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. But listen, moving on. In another game, Seahawks Titans. I ate my lunch on that one. I picked the Titans, and it was looking good early, but then it all came crashing down late. Shout out to Gino. Gino came in, picked right up where he left off. Seahawks needed that game badly. I mean, badly. Seahawks needed this game for their playoff hopes. Talk about that game. Give me your thoughts on that game, bro.
Like I thought Gino was going to get up off the mat, had them boys playing and rocking. I did not think I was going to see Tennessee rise up. They did not have the talent. I think they shot their load. They played valiantly. I think they have a quarterback moving forward. But Seattle Seahawks, from what I've seen from them from beating the Eagles last week, I think they had a little bit more in their tank this week, especially with Geno Smith coming back. And they just made one or two more plays that Tennessee couldn't make right now.
Absolutely. Agreed, bro. Agreed. In the next game, we got the Lions prevailing over the Vikings. Lions, I'm proud of the Lions, man. I think that the Lions grew up. Lions grew up today in a game where technically against a lesser opponent, one of those pesky late season divisional games on the road where a team can play kind of like, but in this case, I think the Vikings weren't playing spoiler. They're still playing for their playoff lives. So this was the eclipse 11. They get to 11 wins. That's big for the franchise. Shout out to the Lions, man. Lions grew up today. Shout out to Detroit. Absolutely, man. What's going on in there is truly special. That's a turnaround ages. I think Detroit has had some successful regular season teams. This one kind of feels different, though. This one kind of feels like, maybe they might not be quote unquote Dallas, Philly, and San Fran, but they on that next tier. Like, listen, with a couple of moves, we'll be on that tier and possibly overtake one of those teams. What's your thoughts on the?
Well, like I was saying earlier, man, like all season long, I have been touting them as the most balanced team on both sides of the ball, running the ball, pass defending, pass rush, and stopping the run. They got away from that the last couple of weeks, but I thought they was right where they needed to be. Maybe they was trending down when they should have been trending up, but they was right where they needed to be at. And looking at Detroit this week, like you said, they they had a tough divisional opponent. So with them to being able to pull this out, I mean, it shows them being able to do something that they haven't really done probably in the history of their franchise. And that's rise up and
Yeah.
win games when they are expected to win games.
Yeah,
And to
absolutely.
me, right, to me now, we have to actually start considering them going forward that they have at least enough to win games against good people at tough times of the year when you're expected to win games. We have to now start looking at them as somebody who can now succeed and win those games these days. And kudos to them,
Absolutely.
man. I'm still on them, man. I'm still
Absolutely.
with them, man. RB, shout out, man. Detroit Lions. Your Lions got in there, baby.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Shout out RB. Listen, and a couple of absolutely wild, I'm talking about wild games. The Commanders lose a tough one to the Jets, 30-28 on the road. Took a big commanding lead, aided by multiple early turnovers. They jumped out 17-0, went into the half 20-7. Then the Commanders made a change. They pulled the young guy and stuck in Jacoby Brissett. And for the second straight week, Jacoby Brissett goes and immediately 4 straight scoring drives to take the lead. They were actually winning this game 28-27. They punt. I'm sorry. They kick off after a score. They kick off to the Jets, and Ron Rivera commences to go into offense, and the Jets, with Trevor Simeon, march down the field and get a field goal. Can't make this stuff up. A couple of things from this game. Lots of things are still in question in Washington. I think they still improved their draft pick. They didn't lose ground on the top. So all in all, I'm not of a loser mentality. I like to win games and let the rest shake out how it may. Um, if we're gonna lose heart, lose with some fight, and I think that's what happened today. They lost with some gumption, some fight. I think a lot more questions popped up than answers today in this loss and in the way that they played. It did. It really did. It really did because ultimately you look and you say, well, man, I think finally the. Hold on, real quick, real quick. Hold on, bro. All right, Fresco, give
Yeah,
me just
man.
a second here. Let me give me just a second. Give me 1 second here.
No problem. The Commanders, man, I didn't know. I didn't really think that they was gonna win the game. I thought it was gonna be something funny. I knew it was gonna be a funny style game. I thought it was gonna be a real funny score out there. These two teams, they're just not on the level right now of professional efforts. I just can't. They need a lot of help to win games, and I'm not even talking about with players. I'm talking about with player development, which is coaching, player personnel, which is management. These two teams need a lot of help and support to actually win football games at this point in the season. And when you look at the Jets, like I said, Zach Wilson, even though it hurt my stomach to say it, I thought he was going to make enough plays to win the football game. I couldn't see Washington going into New York and winning that football game, but I didn't see the Jets winning the football game. The game actually turned out to be a barn burner. A lot of things was going on here and there, but ultimately the team that I picked, the Jets, came out to win the game. And, like Coach said, man, it was a lot of, weird, wacky things going on. But I couldn't see how the Commanders was going to muster up enough to win this football game either way. I just didn't see this many points being scored by both of these teams either. But the Jets still
Well,
pulled
I'll say
it
this.
out.
I'll say this. I'll say this. It brings into question more now the status of the quarterback, because it's two trains of thought. Has the quarterback been shell shocked at this point because of so much punishment? Because the interceptions that were thrown today, one, a receiver actually literally fell, and then another one, it went off of a receiver's hands into a defender. But you're seeing, is he seeing ghosts now? Because ultimately, when they pull him, Jacoby Brissett, the friend gets in, and automatically the offense starts to click. They just start to move the ball. Here's a stat that might blow your mind. He's so far, Jacoby Brissett has scored a touchdown or field goal on, I would say, I think it's like 8 out of 9 drives since being inserted into the offense. So,
What?
it almost says, hey, well, Eric Bieniemy is not the problem in terms of play calling. Is it the fact that the young quarterback is now shell shocked because of the now effects of the league leading amount of sacks and hits taken over the year? Don't know. Just has a lot more questions going into the offseason. So, with that being said, another absolutely wacky, wild. The Packers prevail over the Panthers by 3 points, 33-30. Listen, I said in this game, I thought the Panthers could win this game, and they very well
Yes, you
could
did.
have, except for a monumental blunder at the end of the game. They could not spike the ball at the end of the game to get the field goal off. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Shout out to the Panthers for at least putting up a fight and looking like a credible NFL team. Jordan Love goes out there, gets the victory. Kind of plays well. Jordan Love plays well, looks a little more like the successor in that great lineage of Packer quarterbacks. Shout out to them. Shout out to the Panthers, though, for putting up a credible NFL fight and looking like an NFL team today. 30 points was much more than anybody expected them to get. I had them pegged to win. I jumped out there. Why not? I jumped out there. I wanted to live dangerously. I jumped out there, and they almost made me look like a genius.
Well, this was a game that I picked. This was one of the few games that I picked, man. I didn't see the Panthers scoring this many points. I actually pulled the hammers out on the Panthers, man. So they actually put forth a lot more effort than I thought. They had a lot more success than I thought. Maybe, possibly, we're starting to see Bryce Young turn a corner. I didn't think they had 30 points in them at all. That's why I didn't have a lot of faith in them doing a whole lot of anything. But with that being said, Jordan Love, 33 I could have possibly seen, but I thought the defense was going to play a much bigger role for the Green Bay Packers. But as we see two teams going in opposite directions. Green Bay, like you said, they may have their quarterback in the future, and for the Panthers, it may still be some question marks at the quarterback position. Maybe not next year, but maybe in the not too far off future, they may be looking to replace Bryce Young at quarterback.
I'm going to reserve judgment on that, because I'm of
Yeah.
the ilk, when you draft a quarterback at that position, you just don't flush it. You just don't flush the toilet that quickly, especially when there are a multitude of issues all across that team. I'm not willing to flush the toilet on Bryce Young just yet. I've got to get. It's hard to evaluate a player under these circumstances. So with that being said, I don't want to close the door on Bryce Young. No, he has not looked great. There hasn't really been very many bright spots, but let's really look at it from the standpoint of what on that team is helping him from any area. There's no help from the defense. There's no offensive help. There's no special teams help. There's really not a staff per se. It's just not enough to judge him by. Just not enough for me. Like I said, if someone else wants to pull that trigger that quickly, go right on ahead. But I think that I just don't think that whatever draft position that they get, I think they need to worry about upgrading this overall team and not necessarily having the microscope on him. It's not enough on this team to currently grade him that harshly. As the number one pick, I think we've gotten our expectations clouded by some instant smashes. I don't think he's one of those. Do I think he has some talent? Absolutely. I can't judge that right now off of this team. It's almost like you see those memes where you have like the McLaren in the garage of a of a trailer park kind of thing. I'm not saying he's a McLaren, but he's definitely something that kind of would look out of place on this particular team, man. They definitely needed a veteran hand on this team. He may have very well been served better to have a veteran start the first half of the season, let him come on. But then again, you just never his experience is invaluable. You just never know. We'll see. This is definitely not a closed book by any means. Moving
Nah,
on in
I would.
another wild game. I mean, listen. We said it at the be. No, go ahead.
No, I was saying I wouldn't say I would close the book on Bryce Young. I wouldn't say that, but what I will say is he is not right now a lifter of those around him. He's going to be a person who's going to need a lot of support. Make not just a little support, but a lot of support. But to be fair to him, there is little to no support right here and right now. But it just seems like right now, okay, well, you may not be a guy that's going to just put the team on your back. So I would say I've seen that in him or not in him.
Absolutely, absolutely. And also you could look at it from this standpoint. We thought the same of Tua, and look at Tua. They just clinched the playoff berth. So maybe you just need some ancillary pieces around him to unlock his talent. Let's just leave it at that and see what happens. If you want to flush the toilet on him, then flush the toilet on him. I'm not willing to do so. Let's just see what happens. In another wild game, we had the Browns and the Texans. Browns prevail over the Texans. Big win for the Browns on the road. I picked the Texans. I thought the Texans could pull this one out with Case Keenum, the old gunslinger, not able to do so. The Browns and a historic performance by Amari Cooper. If you have Amari Cooper on your playoff team in fantasy football, hey man, whoa.
He took you to a victory today. He did his damn thing today, man. Good,
YOLO.
good brother B Matt on the pregame predicted something exactly like this. He said, "Man, I predict
Yeah.
Amari Cooper gonna have a breakout game, 2 or 3 touchdowns, and the man had what 200 yards
And he did it.
receiving. I know he
No,
had at
no, no,
least two
not no. Whoa,
touchdowns.
whoa, 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 whoa. You say that too modestly. That man had
I'm
like
sorry,
260.
right?
That man had like 260.
Right. And good brother said that too. He said two some man, the man had 260, 2 touchdowns. Oh my God, man, Joe Flacco, man. I mean, he's really showing people that if you can operate and still deal from the pocket, you don't have to have a whole lot with you, you know what I'm saying, a whole lot of running around, all that kind of stuff. If you make decisions from the pocket, you too can be successful in the NFL.
He said, "You too can be successful." I heard that. Absolutely, absolutely, man. And in another game, man, and a game that listen, I think we all went chalk with this. No, actually, you didn't. You fell in love with the Jaguars, and you thought the Jags were going to pull this one out. I said that the Bucks was going to do them dirty. I was going to ride the Baker Mayfield train, and Baker came out and did unbaker like things. Shout out to the Bucks for dogging the Jags. Man, big win for the Bucks. Big, big win for the Bucks to move to 8-7, and almost. I think this is a victory that moves them that much closer to the playoffs. Both teams sit at 8-7. Buccaneers in a much worse division. However, this was a much needed victory for them. Shout out to
Mm.
Buccaneer Nation.
Yeah, I ate my damn hat on this one, man. I believed a little bit too much in Trevor Lawrence. I believed a little bit too much in the defense. Really, what I'm doing is I'm kind of believing the hype. I'm kind of falling into the hype, and I'm not a hype guy. But Trevor Lawrence hasn't. I guess since we here, he hasn't shown me enough. He's kind of like Josh Herbert 2.0. Not saying he's not talented. Not saying he hasn't done things. But what has he done to be bestowed all of this all of these accolades. Oh, he's grade B in the MVP race. He's this, he's that. I'm like, those guys kind of suck, and he's a big reason why. Well, I'm not gonna say suck, but those guys don't play up to their potential, and he's the biggest reason why they don't play up there to their potential. He's supposed to be the force multiplier. He's supposed to be the guy who makes everybody else around him better, and he's the guy actually making the team worse. You're not keeping the team afloat. You're making the team worse either by underwhelming play or just not being available. I want to say he got knocked out of the game today, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he did. He did. He did. Absolutely, he did. He did. Got knocked out.
I mean, that's not.
Yeah,
That's
man, got
not.
knocked out.
I mean, you don't wish that on anybody, but your best ability is availability. You're not available, and sometimes, and more than most times, when you are available, you're not playing up to the lofty expectations that people have bestowed upon you. So now I wish it was just. Oh man, I wish CJ Stroud wasn't hurt. I wish he wasn't hurt because this would be a little bit
This would have
tougher
been
a
yeah,
conversation to
yeah,
have with them winning the division.
yeah, yeah. Absolutely, I agree.
Yeah.
I definitely agree. Um, I think this would be much more interesting had the young fella not been hurt. Right now we got the Denver Broncos and the Patriots up next. Let me ask you a question. Which orange man is hotter to you, man? The throwback Bronco orange or the creamsicles of Tampa Bay, man? Which one you like? Because I'm digging both of them. I'm digging both of them. I love that throwback orange that the Broncos rocking.
You know what, man? I think that you know what to me the creamsicle is iconic because it was the creamsicle, but it's not really my favorite. I understand why everybody thinks it's nice, and on certain days I think it's okay. Yeah, I'm cool with the creamsicle, but I would probably go with the old school Denver Bronco myself. I would go with an old school Denver Bronco. Now, which Denver Bronco? You talk about the '80s Denver John Elway Denver Broncos?
No, they rocking them now. They rocking them now. They got them joints on now. They pretty
Oh
fly,
shit!
man. The all it's almost like a color rush orange. I'm digging it. I'm
Oh,
only
I
go with
dig
the
it.
Denver Broncos one because the creamsicle almost is synonymous with like futility, man. I think they went like 0-16 in them joints.
Yeah, they was looking bad. They was looking bad
Man,
in
it
the
was terrible in
creamsicle.
them joints, man. It was
Yeah,
terrible.
there are not very many good memories or good highlights with the
None.
creamsicles. There's a
Except for
lot of
Doug
bags
Williams.
on fans'
Except for I
heads.
mean Steve Young and Doug Williams did their best, man, but Jesus Christ. I
You see a
mean,
lot of them getting
whoa.
sacked and getting smashed by LT or somebody.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. A lot of that. A lot of that. A lot of that. That was when Tampa Bay was literally, I mean, talking about a joke. I mean a joke, like a
Yeah.
bad joke, like a USFL type of joke. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. They were a putrid joke. Listen, we had some action-packed games today. I expect nothing different tonight. I think the hoodie got something up his sleeves. I think they lose, but I think the hoodie got something up his sleeves. I want to see if the wily veteran Russell Wilson can conjure up some of those good memories and and some of those that play of yesteryear. To remind people that he's not just Sierra's husband. He's not just is that he is a former NFL MVP out this joint, former NFL Super Bowl champion out here.
Right.
Get it done, Russell. For my picks, man, I'm looking good right now. I'm looking all right. I like to finish the night off good, going into tomorrow, playing with a little bit of house money. But we'll see, man. What you got planned for the rest of the night, bro? What's going on?
Well, I almost wanted to take my damn shirt off and throw it in the damn ocean, man, because I've lost. I don't know, man. It seemed like I don't know if it was. I think around my birthday, I was doing all right, but I have thought it feels like the whole month of December, man, with these picks and rip them up early, man. I think I've been drinking heavy on the beer. I'm glad I have nothing to do tomorrow but to open gifts and fuck with my family, man. Because I think tonight I'm gonna be heavy on the drinking because it has to
Word?
be good for me. It has to be good for me, man. It has to be good with these picks. These teams I'm picking. I've been going with my gut. My gut hasn't been steering me in the right direction. I don't know, man. I got Denver tonight. I mean, even though I don't think it'd be that close because I just don't think New England has enough to really do anything on offense. Anything can fucking
Mm.
happen, man. Anything can fucking happen. And the way my luck has been going, I wouldn't be surprised if the hoodie tonight, wins the game 9-6. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be
Nine
surprised at
six.
all.
Well,
I'm not predicting that, but I wouldn't be
listen,
surprised, man.
bro. Absolutely, absolutely. Well, listen, bro. It's time to get out of here, man. We could get into some late night action. We got another game, another football game on tilt. Patriots Broncos. Hopefully, it's something entertaining that we can get into, and it's not a laugher. If it is a laugher, I hope it goes my way, and the Broncos pull that thing out in a laugher. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens today. But listen, this is a fire nice experience. Late night check in, man. Late night with the experience. Football edition. It's your boy, Coach, the incomparable, fresh fire. Let's get out of here, bro. Get us out of here.